Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine Avataravarishthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. So we were seeing how we get equipped totally to interact with the transcendental aspect, that is, the personal God in the first stage of our expansion, spiritual unfoldment. So, the thing that we, after having come in contact with a Satpurusha, a realized soul, a guru, a person who guides us in spiritual life, giving all types of supports in our life, constant satsanga, again and again, explaining the secrets of sadhana, explaining the glory of God, explaining the state of realization when you are totally free from the nature. Nature no more can bind you. You can have total freedom. If you want, you can take birth. If you want, you can take 100 births at a time. Nature's laws of nature do not bind you anymore. The sukha dukkha that you experience in your life, not because of the imposition of the nature, it is your will accepting the Divine Mother. Bind me, Mother, I want to serve people. Bind me, Mother, take me here, take me there. You request, you invoke the and invoke ignorance to weep for the others. Invoke ignorance to become limited and love God in various aspects. I want to see God in this form. I want to become something, a dasa. I want to become a friend. I want to become experience God in various ways. I put on the limitation. I pray to the Mother to give the various bhavas in me, to keep the bhavas in me and give me all this that comes equipment. I am equipped now to. So these things, when the Guru tells me, I get from satsanga, I get totally equipped to love God, to interact with God, to understand, to have an living presence of Him with me. The whole thing, day and night, if I am in the company of a satsanga, if I go on getting filled with the divine, all the worldly awarenesses, the worldly desires and what momentum I have acquired from many lives slowly gets faded away like a plant without water. It how the fine flowering plant, flowers fade away, leaves fade away, a tree dies away. Like that all the vasanas being dying away, you see in your own presence how this kama, krodha and all went away from me. Just by thinking of God, the satsanga was sufficient to clean you, to equip you. Now that all whatever is left over is divine, whatever is left over is favorable for the plan of nature. Nature's plan is evolution of jiva. Every jiva must evolve from his animalhood to the humanhood, from the humanhood to the divinehood, and enter the transcendental realm of eternity from the momentary kshanabhangura, the world of existence, constantly changing. Now I am born, now I am growing up, now I am transforming, getting transformed, now I am deteriorating, now I end my life. So from birth to death is a constant changing cycle. Again, I don't know where I go, in which body I have to take birth and what happens. Everything is a constantly changing flux. So I start aspiring all these tendencies which I had acquired. slowly fade away, and new awarenesses, new understanding. This is the singing the names and glories of God. The various aspects, each name depicts a particular aspect of God, particular glory of God, and prayers, the love between the divine and the human is getting established. Animalhood is totally fading away and dissolving away into the nature without my perception. The kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all these shadvairis were filled with my existence is slowly becoming weak. They don't show their faces now. They don't try to conquer me because I am filled with another insulating property which cannot get charged, or the vasanas cannot have a sway over them. So they fade away. By not touching them, not watering them, again and again, they fade away. Now I am filled with a new awareness of the divine, of my own awareness of the divine. I am divine. God is divine. So for us to love God, I must acquire the properties of God. Constant repetition. Each name of God depicts a particular aspect. Karunamaya. These are epithets, full, full of love and compassion, like a mother, Vatsalya Paripurna. These are all various aspects and glories also. He killed that demon. He killed this demon. All that when we see, oh, so many demons were there in me. The inner enemies were there. I was captured by them. They were giving me food and everything, but I was in prison house of kama, krodha and all. I did not know. I was feeling myself free to be whatever I want. I never knew one day I would be deprived of all that is good and glorious. And now, slowly by grace of God, I have come out of that, and now I am able to. So these aspects of God, the Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all this gives each one Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. All this, whatever you contemplate upon, each aspect of God, His Leelas, various Leelas, glories, just God taking birth for the sake of man, He plays a divine play, be it Ramakrishna or Krishna or Rama uh, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So many avatars, small and big avatars, according to the need of the time and people coming down. And this Leela depicts so many things. To contemplate on this Leela, now you see the Purandaradasa on Krishna, how many types of, how many bhavas he sings. Now one way, the next moment his mood has changed and he is singing in a different style, different way. Now he expresses full trust in God. Then he gets disappointed. How long am I to wait? I've given my all to you, yet why are you delaying? Various bhavas with which he is approaching God. So this is playing in the Leela. I am participating as if in the Leela of God. So this makes me awaken my constant contemplation on the Leela of God, His glories and His various aspects, taking each epithet of that is applicable to Him. What happens is my inner divinity, purity is one thing, divinity is another thing. I must feel myself divine because love is possible between two similar species. I cannot love an elephant. Elephant can love elephant. A ant cannot love an elephant. A dog cannot love a cat. Dog can love dog. Yeah, we see the birds of the same feather flocking together. So the tendency is to love this. Love is possible and intimate when it comes to the same species. I human and he is divine. What a bridge gap between the two. So to love God, I must climb to the divinity, and God too descends to human level of taking avatara, coming to Rama's level, Krishna's level, Ramakrishna's level of human existence. But human is not purely human, no human nature, human level of existence, but fully divine. So I must come to that level of divinity, not the level of God's divinity. But when God comes to human level, I must come to his level at least. I am at the human level, lowest human level, without divinity. I may be purely human. I may be pure. I may be loving all others, all qualities. Divinity is different, where there is absolute equanimity, no seeking, only giving. All this divine nature, where there is only sacrifice and love. That level I have to come to love God. Then I feel the intimate love. That means I have come to the same level of God. My inner divinity is radiating out whole of my up to the bodily existence, my buddhi, my sharira up to sharira, manas, indriyas, everything is divinized. I see the world with divine eyes. In puja also, we invoke God. After the dissolving our individual personality through the Bhuta Shuddhi, we invoke, it's called Jivanyasa. In Jivanyasa, Om Am Hrim Krom Yam Ram Lam Vam Sham Sham Sam Haum Vam Sa Sri Ramakrishna Devataya Prana Prana. These energies which are working in my body to move my body, to think, to intellectually discern, all these activities going on in my bodily existence. I am entering into sleep, waking up, talking, understanding, all these energies, eating, digesting, whatever I am doing, that energy is Sri Ramakrishna's energy, prana, ya prana, Sri Ramakrishna Devata, jiva yastita. This jiva is the individual consciousness, is God's consciousness, not mine. I'm trying to dissolve my ego. I'm trying to dissolve my individuality in God. I'm replacing all my senses, mind, everything by Lord's Vak, Om Im Amrim Krom Yam Ram Ram Om Shum Shum Samahom Hamsa Sri Ramakrishna Devataya Vang, Manas, Chakshut, Shrotra, Grana, Prana, all the senses come in that. All senses belong to Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna's senses I am keeping. Ramakrishna's energy I am keeping in my body. If I see the world, I am seeing with the Ramakrishna's eyes. What were the Ramakrishna's eyes? You see divine everywhere, loving divine everywhere. In every jiva, they are equal. There is no difference between a person and another person. Equanimity. So we identify, we dissolve our individuality and awaken another individuality that is divine. So divinity manifestation, I have to raise myself to divine. One way, the singing the names and glories of God is making me divine. It is raising me little by little. It is escalating me to the divine level to which the God has descended to earth to give me a company to raise beyond. I cannot raise beyond certain levels. Though I can, this is the maximum amount of divinity a man can manifest through his own efforts, through his own. This is the level where God comes and stands. God descends to that level that man cannot go to the divinity level of God. So divinity level of God coming down to human level we come. Then He takes us little by little beyond. The beyond cannot be gone. Now, kite has limitations to go. Kite cannot go beyond, suppose 30,000 feet above sea level. One kite we cannot expect. But planes can go. Helicopter can go to certain more heights. The spaceships can go still higher to the other planets, other moon and other things. So each has a limitation. Human has limitation to this level. And the sages of the ancient, they could go to higher levels of Narada and all Nityasiddhas. They can reach any realm of divinity where we cannot peep even. To that level they can go. So we used to say Narada is Triloka Sanchari. He can, the gross, subtle and the causal, all levels he can move about freely in this universe. So we don't have that access. Till we raise ourselves, God raises us to that level of consciousness, the expansion of consciousness. On one side, we are raising ourselves to this divinity. Now, what makes us to move with God is I must get linked to the God and hold it, just like the trains. Each compartment is going to be shunted with the other. Then the engine alone moves, all the bogies behind will be, huge locomotive will be pulled by that one engine because they are shunted to each other. Wherever it goes, the engine goes, it can travel. So what makes me get shunted to God, that I am linked to the God. God is holding me, I am holding God. It is just like interlock. I am holding and He is also holding me. This never gets released. My holding may once sometime go. God holding doesn't. And my holding God is still more grip. Now, this kind of is possible through love. The same singing and repetition the names of God, the various epithets. I am singing the names of God is to it raises me. I don't know. I'm just singing the names and glories of God. Various ways. The saints have given us thousands of bhajans and songs. It is spontaneous coming out of the saints. It is not something like lyrics writing, poets like sitting and writing. It is, they are seeing God and spontaneously things are coming out of their mouth. So this spontaneity with which it is coming from the transcendental realm. It is coming like mantra. The saints' bhajans or songs that they sing is not an ordinary song that is written by a poet. It is something which has come from the transcendental realm. It is a mantra. Every song that Purandaradasa or Kanakadasa or the saints of Maharashtra, Meera and all sang, they are mantras. They can take us. These songs awaken love in us. Love is the thing that is going to hold. And love is the thing makes the Lord to stretch His hand to hold. So this is possible. This just singing and loving God. The love awakens in you by constantly repeating the name of God, singing the names and glories of names, various. That is, suppose I say, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Various things, Rama and Krishna, when I address the same God, Hare, Hare Hare, this also Hare Hare, that also Hare Hare. That means there is an ocean of existence in which Rama is a wave, Krishna is another wave, Ramakrishna is another wave. Various waves are coming just to hold the man, the small ripples in the ocean, the waves are carrying to take them to the lower. The ripples cannot enter into the depths. These waves can enter into the depths. So waves come up, take the ripples and go. The God comes in human form to take us to the enter into the realm beyond of eternity. So here we see God, that love is the bridge, and this names and glories each time I utter is making me generate love. It is the simple singing of the Meera bhajans makes something like a generator or a something that is constantly throwing away, like a pump throwing away water from the ocean. Uh, like that, it constantly throws out love, impulses of love. And then you see a stream of love constantly flowing. Uh, when you are asleep, it is flowing. When you are doing your work in the world, it is flowing. Because link has formed, you have formed the channel through which it can move and hold on to. So this extension, this stretching, you are dissolving. Slowly you see that you are forgetting yourself in love of God. The forgetting your word, forgetting yourself in the love of God, it is like you are dissolving yourself and flowing. You are flowing as love. You are flowing as love. Then you'll see the love is at various stages. Just touching small amount of love. Just like I caress my child for a few minutes and I'm busy with the work, I forget the child. Like that, we come to the world duties of the world and responsibilities. Again, touch the Lord sometime when we are free from that. Again, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, with one hand, hold on to the God, with the other, do your duties of life. This, when we are doing the duties of life, we should not leave, but it slips off again and again. Again, we try to hold little love, and this becomes slowly a small portion of your awareness start lurking in God, and God starts remaining in your awareness in small degrees. Then your grip is getting firm, and with all your duties of life, all responsibilities working, this, that, you are not leaving this grip. This grip is the grip of love. So then what happens is, when you are sleeping, the other day when devotee was telling, he listens to bhajans constantly, day and night, as if it is going on happening and is going on repeating it. As if just listening is silently listening without anything, your mind is much more effective than your singing, because it enters the whole system. Your speaking energy is converted into listening energy, and after that, eating, sleeping, everything, when he gets up, the same songs are repeating. Means if you keep the day, whole day in a particular awareness, the rest of the time you are in sleep, the same awareness is continuing. Similarly, after death also, if you are living in a constant awareness, after the death also, same awareness continues after death also. This is the way that we get a noble birth again. Suppose I die in the awarenesses of worldly attractions and worldly um, desires, then I'll be born in such a place where I can work out my tendencies, where I can fulfill my desires. Again, the same old rut I am going to enter. Similarly, if constant divine awarenesses, with the divine awarenesses you die, the same divine awarenesses continue, and the same divine awareness is going to take you to a definite place where it is conducive for your spiritual life, where the mother is giving birth to a saint, in a potential saint who is going to become a saint in that life. The dying in a particular awareness means awareness counts wherever you are in whole day. So this love that is generated in you through the holding on to certain things, singing the names and glories of God, listening to songs, you are doing all work in a small corner, some machine is singing. You are doing all works with constantly, because ear is not needed when you work either on computer or in cooking. Any household work, sweeping, this, that, housekeeping, nothing needs your ear there. Ear is given to the singing, mind is given to catch the words and meaning, heart is given to feel, and then body is working in the world. What a beautiful combination, you see. This makes it unbroken love of maybe thin stream of love, but it is constantly, you are linked to the divine. This linking, this flow of the love from you to the Lord has formed a bridge for you. Sri Ramakrishna used to say the repetition of God's name is like holding one by one link of a chain. The chain is linked there, love, fixed there to the divine. The other side is you are holding is the ocean, suppose. You have to cross over, and you are holding on, you are sitting on a small wooden platform, and each name is like holding a link and going ahead. The repetition of God's name. So holding, you are going to reach the name, repetition of the name, with the same understanding. The God is, the name of God I am uttering is a link between me and God. It's a chain. Each repetition must take you closer and closer to God. Means how the two links are linked. The linking is love. They are linked by love. It is not links standing apart. It is links that are linked to each other. So this linking is love of God. Each link you are going to hold and go. And all these activities of life are going on one side, unobstructed, without paying much attention, because all these are routines. Because you don't seek anything from this world, worldly enjoyments. You are satisfied with whatever is there with you, totally contentment. Small amount you may be earning, you are contented with it, it is sufficient. You are rich. You are the richest person if you are contented with what you have. So you don't need to divert your attention. Your attention is there in the divine, and your life is continuing unobstructed in a smooth way. Children are growing in education. Nature and God also participate to safeguard your life, because it is their responsibility now. Because if you are spending your life in thought of God, it is God's responsibility. Suppose my child is going to school, small child, and I am repeating the name of God here and sitting. To take care of the child is God's responsibility. Now, same child is going to school, and I am seeing the TV and sitting enjoying the TV, not good things, but some family matters, some serial of the worldly type or a cinema of the worldly type, then the child is under its karma, not guided by divine. So whatever it is its karma, it will work. Here when you are doing, you have dedicated your life to God, the whole family matters, God will be looking after. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.